And tonight, I am running. Somebody put me in charge. What happened? I don't know. And we're playing Uncharted Worlds. Will it let me see? Nope. Uncharted Worlds.
No.
It kind of comes through. Okay, we're good. We're playing another Powered by the Apocalypse game. So this is a 2d6 system. That means you take two normal-looking dice and roll them together, and then you add your attributes. With this game, we have metal, which is your shootiness. We have physique, which is your strength. We have influence, which is your talky bits. We have expertise, which is your computer hardware. It is also your knowledge on a subject. And then we have interface, which is like the influence of talky bits, but interface is with computers. So we'll be able to do that tonight. And tonight we're doing a special game. One of my friends made this system, but I took it and made it my own. And we're doing Diesel Punk in space. And we're going to have a triathlon mech race. And tonight, our players, starting with Jane.
Hello, I am Jane Calvert, and I am playing a deadly assassin hacker robot named Akanin. I will be in charge of the water portion of the triathlon race. I drive an octopus hydromech that blends into everything and then sneaks out and hacks into other mechs and destroys them. Because we are in the top 20 because I have murdered the competition. But nobody knows that. Because I'm very good at what I do. Yeah, I have dull bronze, plated, kind of C-3PO-ish, but a little sturdier. And yeah, I don't know. Anything else you want me to tell them about my character yet, Lana?
Your call sign.
Oh, yes. So I guess it's kind of a secret. But since so many mechs don't make it through the water portion of the race, there's kind of this term that's come up a few times that those racers have been hydruined. And my code name is Hydruin. But people don't know that that's me, most of them. We're good.
We're good. Okay. And we also have Jesse.
Hi, I am Jesse. I will be playing Captain Mighty Mati, the Bosdosaur. And the captain, my call sign is Stormcloud. And I am from a species that is descended from ancient giant thunder lizards on that planet. And we are we're big and militaristic kind of. So that's where I went. I went into the military, learned to fly, and this is my component here, the flying saucer, as I like to call it. So this will be super pleasant for everybody listening. Anything else I'm forgetting?
I think that was everything.
Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah, and you're the if it wasn't apparent, the flying saucer is part of the flying portion.
Yeah, fly.
Yeah. And now we get to go to Jerry.
I am Jerry. I'm the third part of the Triple J here tonight. And I am playing Fario. He is a large, lanky cat yeti alien. He drives the Earth portion, which is a giant beetle called the Scarab. And he also has a loyal sidekick named Meklo, who looks like a cybernetic porg, basically, who is part of his family's inheritance and basically follows his bidding and gets into trouble. So, and that'll be pretty much it. So we'll toss it back to Lana.
Sweet. So we're going to go over a couple of the mechanics, so that way the
Mhm.
folks listening know how to play. So like I said earlier, it was 2d6. So if you get a 1 through 6, that's a mark experience because you failed it. 7 through 9 is a yes, but and hopefully as a GM it won't be a but as like this awful thing happens. No, it's more like, yes, you found that thing, but it's across the room. And then if you get 10 plus, it is yes. And so it's like, yes, like you hit that bad guy and did more damage. So that brings us to our story. We are on the home planet of Cribden. This is a mostly water planet, actually, because the Cribdens are big crab people.
Bad people.
Yeah. And it just so happens that the team known as the Rosy Riveters,
Mhm.
their water portion, it will be run by a Cribden, and they're one of the only ones that have a human pilot. So they have a human pilot, and they are going to be the team to beat because they were in number 1 slot in the last planet-wide that they did. So that's how it got to be on the Cribden planet, because that team got to choose what planet they wanted to race on next. So,
Sense.
bringing you in, you guys have come to one of the VIP rooms,
Mhm.
and because you're in the top 20. And there's a nice selection of food around here. They have tried to bring food from like your native planets. Yeah. Agan doesn't need food. Don't eat the food that Akin has touched. That's just don't. But yeah, so the room is full of quite a few people with really nice 3-piece suits. There's a couple of people with fedoras, along with one of the other Celtic teams that they have over there. They're all wearing the bowler hats as part of their hey, we're part of the same team. So, but you do see across the room Vin Dieselos. He owns the race. And not just any race, he owns the race. Like, he is the president of the triathlon race.
See.
And he's in a really nice suit. It's like a nice slate kind of gray. It's nice pressed. He's tall, muscular. You're not really sure how much he had to pay to get that suit so well fit on him, but probably not as much as he pays for his hair because it's long and flowing and blonde. But yeah, he's the race. And he's human, which is also another odd thing. Like most of the race is done by aliens. His group does alien things. Like he has Cribdens, and he has a couple of Fox people. There's not very many humans, because you guys are not human at all either. So.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Humans break easy. That's why.
Yeah. Well, what do you do? What are you doing? It's just pre-party before getting to the race.
Well, I'm gonna have to go over to Mr. Vin Dieselis. Sir, it's a real honor for you to invite us to this race here.
I'm so glad you could join us.
Yeah. I think you'll be wicked happy to see what we bring to it.
I am really looking forward to it. I did see that in the betting rings, you guys are insert good numbers here.
Yeah, well, we're we're moving up in the world. You kind of you make some right moves here and there, and we're doing okay. We're doing okay. But that's a nice swanky thing you got going on here.
Yeah, I was able to rent out this whole building for us.
Yeah, I can't help but notice that you brought along the lodge leaves, that you can get at the top of the trees there, and instead of the lower ones, the lodge ones are the really good ones. So yeah, I'm really enjoying those.
Only the best for my racers.
I appreciate it, sir. Well, I'll let you get back to your party.
Thanks. And I hope your backers do well.
My backers? My backers, they're fine. They do fine.
Yeah. So there is a lot of betting that goes on. So as you don't have to roll if you don't want to, but like it would be influence if you guys wanted to see if you could get more people to bet on you.
Ackerman would probably be running the numbers to see what the posted odds are and like who would bring the most money towards them should a certain racer not make it. So they're basically looking around the room and calculating odds and choosing their marks, because they're not going to like check their secret assassin email right now.
That's good.
Yeah.
But they want to know what kind of targets they might be gunning for.
Okay. So that would be. I'm gonna say that's expertise for you.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll expertise. And for everybody watching at home, that is 2d6, and then they get to add their expertise plus or minus. It's a plus, I'm pretty sure, because we made characters.
I rolled an 8, and I have a +1, so 9.
9. Awesome. Okay, so from around the room, you actually see quite a few of the different alien races around, and there's another robot in the room that is also not eating food. But they come from like
it's just so distracting for the olfactory senses, like it's unnecessary.
Yeah. This one comes from like a mechanical stock. You're not really sure what they're if they're just like one of the extras that are in that mech ship, or if they're actually one of the pilots like you are. But yeah, if you can, they're the only article of clothing that they're wearing is actually a jacket with like a snake on the back of it. And it looks like that's part of their team logo. So when you're out there, you'll know that robot is going to be on the snake team. But then one of the other ones, so the fox people are actually really short. They're like halfling sized. So their mech is going to be a little bit smaller. And from experience, you know that the fox people are actually really, really good on the land portions. So you'll have an easy target of them when they're in the water. But for some reason, they are in the top 10. And then, of course, you see the Rosie the Riveters. The really big Cribden has... they have like their... and they're really tall. And the human that's with them is shorter female. She definitely has like roll up your sleeves and get into the mech work part. She's the flyer. And you know what? Tell me who does what alien race does the land portion for their team? I'm gonna let you choose.
For the Rosie Visitors?
Mm-hmm.
There is well they kind of blended in at first because they are very cat-like, but they have like a spotted and speckled pattern across their face, and so didn't really see them behind one of the tables of food that because food looks so weird to me, and it just distracts sensors. Really, there's no reason for it to exist. So they're kind of like a jaguar person.
Nice, I like it. Yeah. So from that description, you'll know that you should warn Jerry's character that the Rosie the Riveters is probably a bit more
Agile.
sneaky and agile for the land portion.
Yes, I will definitely warn Fario of that.
Yes. And what is Fario doing?
Fario is also going over to the Fox people to just kind of chat with them. Wants to talk to them about who they've got, kind of figure out. I'm sure they're checking us out as well, see who their drivers are, especially since they did very well in the land portion. That's going to be my portion. I want to share ideas and just kind of, hey, how's it going?
Hey, you're Fario, yeah?
I am. You got something about that? You know about me already?
Oh yeah. We tried to get in good with your family once, but they didn't back us.
Well, family is family, so I don't always trust my family to back everything the right way anyway. Don't take that personally. It wasn't about you. It wasn't even about me. It was just about they're weird in what they back. So I don't always count on them to have my back either. But at least we're here. I understand you guys made it in the top 10 though, so I've been following you quite a bit, and it's good to hear about that.
Oh yeah, we're card carrying members now.
Mm-hmm.
We get into places. It's great. We don't even have to go back to our home planet anytime soon. It's great.
I've never been to your home planet. Is there a problem with it?
It's desert all over the place.
Oh. Well, at least you got water out here.
Yeah. It's nice water. Actually, this one over here, this is Wasima. Wasima does the water portion. And I'm Booth Wathana. I do the land bits, and Keiko over here, she does the flying, but she doesn't speak too much common.
That's okay. That's okay. You know what? I find a lot of people, even though they say they speak common, they don't speak it that well. They never have a good. They have weird accents,
Yeah, everybody's got a weird accent.
It's weird. It's okay though. It's okay. But no, looking forward to racing against you. I mean, I like good competition, but I like racers that I can respect in the field. I've seen some of these people that are, they'll take any advantage, even the ones that aren't part of the game. They don't want to race fair. It's supposed to be about who can race the best and who can drive the best, not who can pay off the judges the best. So
Oh yeah. We don't need to pay out the judges.
If you're good enough, you don't gotta do that.
Yeah. So Booth Wathna is bright red, like a fox.
Mm-hmm.
Bright red. And Wasma is brown. They're more brown. And then Keiko is very like orangey, kitsune kind of looking.
Okay.
And she has two tails instead of just one. But yeah, they have really big ears. And they're really animated.
I am
So-
seeing them in very anime-like form right now.
So-
So,
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you a question. This is not about racing. But how do you get your hair so smooth? I mean, when you look at me, and once you've been in the cockpit for a couple hours, it gets all frizzy and sometimes sticky and stuff. And your hair, it's fabulous. What do you use?
Oh, you gotta get the dust bath. They have a special down at the spa. You know, they the Cribdons here have like spa things because they have lots of water and stuff. You gotta get like the mud and I know that doesn't sound right for us fur having folks, but when you get the dust bath and you just it's
We'll have to
just
try that.
all yeah.
We ain't got a lot of dust where I come from. It's mostly snow and water. So I'm gonna turn around. I'm like, Captain Mighty, we're done with this. I gotta try this this dust bath thing they got here.
Yeah. It might even be good for your scales, Captain Whitey.
Oh, sorry. I'm eating in the traditional way of my people, where there's a utensil that lifts the leaf way up high, so I can extend my neck all the way up, and then pull from it, and then just chew.
He's like an evil giraffe.
I didn't think we had
sorry,
any giraffes in this race.
These are the high leaves right here, so you don't get these a lot. So yeah, no. Sorry, I wasn't. I missed a little bit. Hey, you should bet on us.
We're racing against you, honey.
Wow, I mean, is there any rule saying you can't bet against yourself? There is a rule. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a rule.
There's a rule you can't bet against yourself.
Yeah. So that's I asked and answered then. Yeah. Well, great. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
I look back like he's a good captain. We don't let him handle the financing parts though.
Well, yeah, no, we just let the backers do all the finances. Yeah.
That's exactly it. But he does know a good leaf. I'll tell you.
Well, yeah, that looks like a good leaf.
It's all about the leaves.
Normally I like rabbit a bit better, but that's.
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta have some. Have you ever had Xenorthian slingworm that you take it and once they fillet it, they like saute it and then they wrap it in some dust leaves? Oh, so good.
Oh yeah.
It's like crunchy. It's like crunchy and gooey, and then you get the little bursting of the moist sacs inside. It's delicious. And the leaves help push it all down when you're done.
Nice. That does sound pretty good. What planet did you say that cuisine was on?
Zygorthian.
Zygorthian.
Yeah.
We haven't been there yet.
They had a little bit of water, a lot of sand, a lot of dirt, but lots of hills, lots and lots of hills.
That makes for interesting land racing.
You could do lots of jumps and things. You get going fast enough, and the land race becomes an air race temporarily.
Yeah. Especially if you got anybody with them wheels.
No, I don't. I prefer legs. Legs over wheels. Wheels go flat. Legs don't go flat.
We got legs too.
I've seen you. I've seen you, Quebec. You got some serious legs. So, what about your flyer?
Yeah. Which one did I say was the flyer? Was it Keiko or the one? It was
Keiko's the flyer. Keiko's the flyer.
Yeah, flyer's got wings.
Well, yeah. Oh, like. Now, what kind of wings? Like fixed wing, like rotating wing, like the flappy wing.
The flappy wings.
All right. See that makes for a much better race. The too many people discard the flappy wings, but you know what? Nothing better for control once you're up there.
Well, yeah. Keiko's really good at it. She learned how to fly before she learned how to walk.
you know, my uncle kept dropping his kids too all the time. That happens, you know. So, but I'll spend some time hanging out with the rest of the crew, just kind of chatting with. I like them. We're gonna race against them, but at least they're friendly. So, you know, nothing against having friendly competition.
Yeah. And they don't seem like fake friendly.
Yeah.
And they'll talk mechanics with you, but they won't give you like anything specific about their mech.
I don't ask. I talk about what I've seen. I'm not gonna ask them about anything specific. Like I said, I want it to be a fair race. So what I'm listening for is who they think are not the fair racer. Who do I have to watch out for? Is what I'm really concerned about.
You have to watch out for. The ones you have to watch out for. So there's another set of racers that are in like matching purple kind of flight suit things. And there's a Cribden on their team as well. Although that Cribden, unlike the Rosy Riveters, the Cribden is water based. The Cribden on their team is actually going to be the one you will go up against on the land race portion. And they have a couple of scars on them and stuff. It looks like before they got into racing that they were part of the hit 'em up crew for some of the mafia folk. And you know that they are backed by the Floki family.
Okay.
Which definitely does a lot of like shady stuff that they don't get caught for. So yeah,
my family's like that too. I'll tell the Fox people, like, listen, don't be impressed by his scars. Be impressed by the guy who gave him the scars. That's the one you gotta watch out for.
Yeah. Them Cribdens are so tall, it's kind of hard to hit them in the face.
Yeah, but you know, their mommy daddy buttons in the same place. You can just aim low and you can get the same effect.
We're pretty good at aiming low.
I forget that. Crack a few shells, you'll be all set. So I'm actually kind of lanky for my race, even though I'm tall. I'm not very physical. I'm very kind of skinny and lanky looking. So I tower over them, but it's all height, not width. So
yeah. And they're definitely like small fox people, so they have they're really agile and stuff. You guys would know in general that a lot of them will leave their home planet and then become part of the entertainment portions. So like they do like Cirque du Soleil and that sort of thing. Like they're naturally really agile. So and then yeah, the Cribdens are often used as like the heavy hitters. So yeah, but you guys have sized up all of your competition at the moment, at least the ones that showed up to the party. And soon the race will begin. So the qualifier was yesterday. Actually, if you guys want to figure out what space you get to start in, yeah, let's roll for. Let's have you all roll metal and see how you did it.
Okay.
Okay, so 2d6. My metal's +1. I rolled a 5, so that gives me a 6, so I did not do well.
Mark experience. I don't know if that's on this character sheet.
It's not, but I can mark it down somewhere here.
Okay.
I got a 4, so my metal's 2, so I got a 6.
You also get to mark experience.
Hey, Captain, I think I know why we're in the top 20, not the top 10.
Yeah.
Akinen is kind of like, I guess I have so much more work to do now. I rolled an 8 + 2, so I have a 10.
Yeah. I can
You
save you
carried us
guys
through.
from being disqualified.
It's tough when Akanin goes to race because they start and then they're just at the finish line and nobody sees them in the middle all the time.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. But yeah, so you actually get to start as number 11 on the race because Jane rolled really well.
Thank you, Jane.
Yeah, thank you, Jane.
Anytime.
But yeah, so starting at number 11, and the first portion of the race is going to be in the air. And there is, at this portion of the race, because this is where everybody's starting and before like shrapnel gets thrown everywhere, there's a crowd, and they are all wearing like their favorite team symbols or colors, and like the crowd just kind of, and you can see the different all the different colors, kind of like I guess football or NASCAR or whatever. You can see what colors everybody's favorites are.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah, so as you're pulling up into the air portion.
It's the thing, the Bosdosaur fans are just the worst, though. They're just so, like, it's just, they're there, and they're there in force, but man, they're just tough to deal with. But they love me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and quite a bit of the portions go to those fermented leaves that happen.
Yeah, that's about all we eat.
Yeah, they're almost as obnoxious as the Ankylosaurs, so you know, kind of goes back and forth.
Yeah, but I mean the worst are the Phillysaurs. So we won't even talk about them. They didn't even make it this far.
Yeah, even though they're like known as being eagles and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
They just couldn't fly.
Yeah. So yeah, Bosnosaur, Captain Mighty.
Yeah.
You're
get 'em,
pulling
boss.
up to the beginning of the race. The crowd goes wild.
I've got the goggles up on my head, you know, and I've got the whole helmet and everything, but and I wave to the crowd, and when I see the where the Bosdosaurs are, I kind of do that double point thing right to them, you know,
Mhm.
and then lower my goggles and get ready to drive. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Got it.
go ahead
Again.
and so everybody gets to get into the mech because it's going to transform.
Okay.
So since this is your portion of the thing, we're going to. Did you pick which one you had for your flying? What we were gonna use?
Yeah, it was basically a flying saucer type thing. I had armored. It's made of reinforced materials. Difficult to damage, can withstand direct impacts and explosions. Reinforced blast doors, structurally sound, all that cool stuff. Which is probably why, despite the fact that I failed my roll, it's still made it through.
Yeah. Like you can't actually see the dents or anything that are in the. Like you hit the wall a couple of times.
Yeah.
You don't know how you hit the wall because you're supposed to be flying, but
Well, it's maybe you know, I got a little more sleep last night, so that's you know.
Yeah.
That'll do
After. And then you got to have some of those high hanging leaves.
Oh yeah, I mean, eating the high leaves is really key, though. That's like, yeah, that's gonna be pretty critical. So yeah, I think I enter. I mean, everybody's getting in, but I think the for the flying saucer portion, it has a ramp, and it does just kind of float there, and it has a ramp that kind of slowly lowers, and then, you know, we enter up, And like I said, I give one last wave to the crowd. And then I don't know if anybody else is going to do anything to the crowd before
Are
they
you
get
guys
on.
gonna wave to the crowd or just kind of?
Yep.
No.
I'll wave to my family, and I put my helmet
They have
and goggles
box
on.
seats.
I put my helmet and goggles on before I go in, and I reach down and adjust Meklo's little goggles, and the two of us we climb into the engineering seat in this thing. So, not much of a. He doesn't do a lot of fanfare. Comes out, he kind of waves around, points, but this is Captain Mighty's thing, so he just kind of quickly ducks out of the way so that the captain can lead us properly, and pulls himself in. So.
Yeah, Akinen is the last one to get on, and Akinen is not really here for the crowds. Akinen is here for the paycheck, and so Akinen will do like the very briefest choppy wave at the crowd. Whether anyone is directly looking at them or not, they don't care. They're just like, very unassuming kind of.
I kind of think the crowd loves how Akinen doesn't care about them. Like, I think that's a. They just like that little like wave is like gets way more cheering than anything else Fario and I did.
And Akinen does not understand this at all. They are just like.
Yeah.
They're just so annoyed by these people because really all that matters is the race. Now, especially now that there's no food to distract their companions. So they're gonna hop in and jump into like I don't know, the extra seat. Maybe there's a booster on it. I don't know.
I assume you'd be our backup gunner. If we're gonna kill somebody, that sounds like your thing.
I didn't know
True.
we'd have guns. Do you?
Oh, yeah,
you
we
have
got
guns
guns.
on your. Okay,
Yes.
then
Yeah.
I'll be the gunner.
Yeah.
We got a hull buster.
And I'm going through the whole.
Right.
I'm gonna already go through like a pre-start checklist, go over all of our systems, just kind of do last minute. I'm really the mechanic for the team, so I'm gonna go through all that stuff and pre-flight checklists, make sure everything's powered up right, check to make sure all the seals are working and everything like that. So.
Yep, everything seems to be working. Everything looks like they'll transition pretty well. So you know that from getting the race itself, it starts out in the air, and then there is there's the race portion through the air. There's some obstacles that are kind of like you'll be weaving in and out of. They have some like portal type things, like and some of the race itself is kind of will attack you. So you have to try to like weave in and out of the thing. And then the transition portion from air to water is actually going to be like into you have to fly into a cave, and then the cave becomes the water portion. So you'll be transforming from air to that, but you have to be able to get into the cave.
Okay.
And then from the water portion, it'll be nice and murky down in there and sneaky. And then after all of that doesn't happen, there is a portion where you'll be getting up on the beach and then turns into the land race part. So that's how it's hopefully gonna go. Starting out, Vin Dieselos comes out and he holds up the flag and green go, and everybody goes off. Let's see how well you take off.
All right. My medal.
Boss.
Oh no. Well, I get another experience point. That's a 6.
Oh no.
Yeah. What I say? I dropped my dice,
Yeah, you dropped them.
boxcars,
Mhm.
and
You want to change out your dice?
you, you know, I'm never superstitious like this, but this is this is too much.
Okay. Well, it just so happens.
Just the
Ooh.
regular amount of stitches usually.
Yeah, it just so happens. Y'all missed a portion where somebody was hacking into your system.
Oh no!
Grounded you from the start.
Ooh.
Oh no.
So is that a repair?
That is a interface because somebody hacked into you.
I can reverse hack that and hack
Go
them
for it.
back.
You got it.
Yeah, do that thing.
Yeah, do that. This it's embarrassing over here.
As I see your face. How did we
Well,
do?
that's 3 plus 2, so that's a 5.
That's a 5. Oh no.
You don't have the tools that I need at this gun panel here. This is unacceptable, Captain. I can't work like this.
Yeah. That's still not moving though. You know.
You want to
got
try
any
to
tools back-
physically repair it?
Yeah. I'm gonna disconnect the computer panel. I'm just gonna reach in there. Actually, I'm gonna grab Meklo by the legs and stick him in there with some tools and let him do that. So what is that gonna be?
That'll be expertise.
Okay. +2, and that gives me a 9. So
Yay! You fixed it, and you guys can take off.
So there's a couple of sparks, a squeak from Meklo, the smell of burning feathers, and then he comes back out again, giving me a very cross look. And I'm like,
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah.
You did good today. Climb back in your seat. Let's go.
Alright, so you're finally able to take off. However, you have lost your 11th space in
Boy.
the line. But you weren't the only ones who were being hacked into staying on the ground. Unfortunately, you also don't know who it was that hacked you, so you can't attack them back currently.
I trust Akin.
They'll
Well,
figure
we'll
it
know soon enough.
Yeah. Alrighty, so we're to the first portion of the race where you have to go into the portals. Let's see what
Go.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is my medal again, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's no way to bonus this, is there?
One of your fellow race mates could be like, hey, I am helping out with this by doing this. And then we can pick which so like if Akinen was doing, hey, I'm gonna make sure the software is working, they could use their interface. Or if
I have an idea. If does Akinen want to do something first?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna jump out of my seat, pop the hatch, and slide down myself. I'm gonna reroute some of the power from the air conditioning, and I'm gonna put that to give more power to the engines and give us a temporary boost. It's gonna get a bit warm up there. All right.
I like it warm.
Okay, so do I just give him a plus? What is it? A +1 to his roll?
yeah, just give him +1 damage.
Sounds good. All right, so I'm just rerouting a few things.
I need all the pluses I can get, so here we go. All right. Well, hey, that I rolled a 7. That means I got a 10. That's a real success.
All right.
Yay!
It
Describe
worked.
how you're able to get your spaceship through the portal.
So I think as we take off, it's kind of a jerky motion, and we're kind of trying to maneuver back to where we were. Like we expect to not successfully take off, and of course we have artificial gravity in the system, but as I'm heading towards the portal, I think I want to get around at least one person, and I do that by by turning sideways, and then of course managed to, just before we hit the sides of the portal, I'm upside down, and it kind of like we kind of scraped just a little bit on the portal because we just kind of barely got through that one. Yeah, but I think we're inverted, and then I flip back over once we're through.
Awesome. Doo, 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 doo. And you get through the different
Yeah.
portals.
Yeah, so and I navigate through the portal. I'm just not concerned with our orientation as we do that, so I'm flipping all over the place.
Occasionally, you see my legs come dangling out of the access hatches the wrong way.
Yeah.
So
And it looks really cool to the audience, but the truth is that I just didn't have full control.
Yeah. Alrighty. So after through the portals, you can see other ships in front of you. The Rosie the Rivers looks like one of those biplanes, so it's got like two
two
wing
sets of wings.
things on it.
Mhm.
You can see the fox people ahead of you. They have like a big
Flappy
the-
wings.
yeah, the flappy wings. So it's like a big butterfly looking thing, and you're not really sure how it's going that fast, but it is. And
Cheating.
then yeah, they're cheating. And then you can see the floaties. And theirs is it's like a solid like hawk thing. It's purple and just it's got like so underneath the wings are like jet engines and stuff, and that's how it maneuvers itself, and it has like a tail thing. But yeah, you can see those three ships in front of you. What are you guys doing?
If one of those jet engines was taken out, it'd probably slow them down a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could try to hack it or try to shoot it.
Ooh.
Either one of these things.
I like shooting. It's flashier.
I do too. And I'm going to guess that's perfectly legal in these things. We all have guns and
Yeah.
stuff now.
I'm going to try to maneuver into a better position to make shooting out one of those engines a lot easier for them.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay.
So is that a +1 to my medal then?
Yep.
Boom, that's a 10.
Nice.
So I'll just remind everyone of my assassination skill. Any roll of a 10 plus that results in someone's death leaves no evidence that I did anything.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, since you were only aiming for the
Jet engine.
jet engines, it will be actually you get to choose. So you are able to destroy the jet engine. In doing so, do you want to move them a certain way? Do you want them to take extra damage, or would you like to no, I said the two things. Sorry. So you're moving them in a certain direction. Or you're doing more damage.
I'll do more damage.
More damage. Okay.
Like rip
So-
one of the wings off or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So you get out and you have the lasers, pew pew pew. And it hits directly to that jet engine, and that whole wing just gone. And they slow right down, and they're like spinning. They're starting to spin out of control, but you guys are able to get past them.
Well, as we zoom past, I say through the radio, "Hey, your wing is on fire."
Nice.
I didn't know you guys were from Buffalo. Hey, them wings is on fire.
It's on fire.
Oh.
Ordered the hot wings. That would have been a good one too.
Yeah, who
Guys,
ordered the
remember
hot
that for next time.
Yeah, we ordered some hot wings for them chickens.
I'll add it to my catalog of comebacks for you, Captain.
You're doing good work there. A cannon.
I do fire a cannon. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can.
Fair.
Yes.
Yes.
That was
Mario
Jesse
pulls-
practicing it.
Yes.
It's one of those things I've never said that word with an accent before, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Did you put the emphasis on the wrong syllable again?
yeah,
Mm.
I definitely did. All right,
Alrighty.
what's next?
Next, you have another one coming. You have the two in front of you. The Rosie the Riveter's biplane. The butterfly of the fox people, and then from behind, one of the other ones who had been hacked into by another team is coming up. And what kind of flyy thing do they look like?
You know, I kind of have a cool maneuver thought out here.
Yeah.
Because we have these wingy guys all over the place, and then this guy coming up behind us, and it would be great to, I mean, pulling ahead and staying there is one thing, but you want to stop the guys behind us, and I'm kind of thinking if I can pull up in front of them like a quick burst, and then hit the brake kind of so that I clip the wings of both of them and then knock them into the person behind me.
So I'm gonna say you're gonna have to at least roll a 10 to do that.
I feel like, if anybody wants to see if they could, I don't know.
I could try to hack one of them to get closer so that they're in the right pattern for you.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So yeah, I guess you're in there. Let's
Got
see
this,
how
boss.
I do. Wait, I can't do math. That would be a 10.
Yeah.
I see the 3 and a 4, and I'm like, those aren't good numbers.
But 3 plus 4 equals 7, and then 7 plus
3
is 10.
It's 10.
Yeah. So, which one did you hack to get closer? And then
I probably hacked the one coming up from behind us to make sure they were in the right range to get stopped by the other two or slowed down.
It would be funny if you actually gave them like a little boost of speed. That was like this dangerous boost of speed, so they were in the wrong position.
Yeah, I mean, who complains about extra speed,
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So with your fancy flying, you were able to get out there and you clipped their wings, and the both of them start to try to do their own maneuver to try to get back under control. But in doing so, the one behind, who kind of looked like a stretched out blimp, a stretched out metal blimp, and they all crash into each other, but there's not like a big explosion or anything. It's just kind of like the parts bump into each other, and you're able to get ahead of 2 of the ships, and you're well on your way to the cave, and we get to take a short break.
Aha.
Welcome back, and we're in the air where we just made Rosie the Riveters, the fox folk, all bump into a stretched out blimp, and we are into the last portion of the air race, where you must dive into a cave and transform into the water mech. Let's see how you do.
So accessing the transformation doesn't feel like a metal thing necessarily.
Nope. Oh, it's
Yeah.
a
Interface thing?
It's depends. How are you transforming?
So I have a cool ability called calibrations. When you diligently calibrate your favorite console or vehicle, make a get involved using interface and record the result, which I didn't do. The next time anyone uses it, the result of the get involved applies. Oh, okay. Well, that's weird. I don't know if that really applies.
Thing. That doesn't really sound like it applies. So you're either
It feels like
using...
an interface thing though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're doing the interface thing, so there's a couple of different ways that mechs can transform.
Okay.
Just in case anybody else wants to play this game. So you can do expertise, which is like pulling levers and running around the ship and making sure that things get done and like hitting the console to make sure that the computer is working. Or you're typing digitally on your console in front of you as you're making sure that all the systems are working together to transform your mech. So that one is interface.
Yeah, I think that's definitely more my style, because I'm not an expertise type of person.
Okay.
I dropped a die. That is a 5 and a 4, so that is a 9 plus 10. 10, 10, 10.
9, 10. Da-da-da. Sounds good.
Yeah,
So, describe how you make it into the cave and then transform into our cephalopod.
Sure. So the so as the saucer heads to the cave, I'm way more steady now because I know that but we want to be a little bit more stable when we go to cephalopod form, and I think that the layer on the bottom folds in a little bit, and then these metal tentacles kind of shoot out, and at first they're like, no, not tentacles, they just look like spikes, and they're still spinning with the whole thing, and then just before it hits the water, they kind of go back to give that like I was gonna say aerodynamic, but hydrodynamic, I guess, thing as it goes into the water, and then once it's in the water, they kind of open up and start moving around, and I hand over the controls to Akanen.
Yeah, the dome of the flying saucer turns into like the main crest part of the cephalopod, the mantle, yes, and so we're kind of right there in the head, and we immediately taking in the light situation down here, because our hydromech is extremely stealthy, difficult to detect, has very high-tech camouflage, and it just kind of the plating on the outside of our octopus just kind of turns the same color as the water, and we just disappear.
Like a cephalopod itself. When you came up with this, I was like, yes, cephalopod.
I was very excited to be the water mech person. So yeah, we're gonna disappear and see who we can see ahead of us. See if we want to set an ambush for the people behind us, because I know the river is behind us. Things like that.
Yeah. So which of those would you like to do? You get to pick one. You can either figure out who is ahead of you in the water through the kelp and seaweed and stuff, or you can set a trap for the folks who are behind you.
I'm more interested in fighting the people ahead of us
Okay.
because we have to do well in this race.
Yeah.
I have one question for Anakin. Are we going mantle first or are we going tentacles first?
The tentacles are propulsion, so
Okay,
So mantle first.
mantle first.
very
Mhm.
cool.
Um,
Thank you.
So mantle first, but then when you get to a ship you want to hack, you'll be turning around to.
We'll get ahead of it,
Okay.
and then so like picture in the Matrix when all those metal tentacles just like surround something, because we're kind
Yeah.
of big like a kraken. So
Mhm.
I mean, it's not a small octopus. We're pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty big,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a pretty big deal.
All of the other contestants are crack-a-lackin'.
It's like anytime you see like Dr. Octopus's tentacles, it's like, oh, look at those 4 little short tentacles, and then he starts fighting Spider-Man. He's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So I'm gonna look for the ones ahead of us. Did I have any contracts to kill a specific person this race, or?
That's a good question. Go ahead and roll your influence for that.
Nope, I have a 4.
4. Okay, no contracts for anybody that was in the race.
Okay.
If you had rolled higher, yes, but it was like
I'm sure.
nope. So,
That's fine.
the team ahead of you is actually the Cribden team. So it is a big lobster, actually. So it's got like the tail flippy things, and then it's gonna try to get in close and like with its claws. So, what are you doing?
We're gonna sneak up on them and hack in and turn off their like life support.
Okay. Roll for that, and that will be interface.
Sounds good. I rolled an 11 plus 2. That's 13.
Oh my god. All right, describe how you completely disable them.
Okay, so I am also a hacker, so hijacker. So when I access a system using interface, it locks out everyone else. I can open the system to anyone I wish, but I do not wish to open it to anyone. So our cephalopod advances silently and very invisibly.
Nice.
Stealthily, sure. That's the other S word I was looking for, I guess. We just like get right up next to it, and before they even have figured out that we're there to use their pinchers on us, the tentacles kind of like wrap around their claws, stopping them from attacking us. And my tentacles are equipped with grav cranes and computer kits, which allows me to hack remotely through the tentacles. So it just kind of goes through there and locks them out of their mech while they're still inside, and turns off their life support systems. Oops.
Oops.
Which for the Cribdens means you actually take all of the water out of their system. Like
Yep,
you
it got flushed.
completely flush their mech out. Yeah, and nobody knows that it was you that murdered that entire team.
I'm just imagining like the lobster just like slowly sinking to the bottom of the seas as the lights like flicker out. Oh. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're moving up in the ranks.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of let them go, let them fall and drift away into the darkness, and then continue on in our nightmarish kind of way.
Yeah. Yeah. Upcoming on the sensors through the kelp, you can see part of this part of the race has some other creatures that are not mechs. They are mechs, but they're not part of the
race. They're
Part of the
just
race.
challenges.
They're challenges.
Mhm.
And upcoming, you can see shark-like things. Big killer. And their mouths are definitely designed to be able to bite through metal type things. And they don't see you at first because you're stealthed.
I could assist by quickly devising some tactical, you know,
Like
throwing some
evasive
tactical advice.
maneuvers.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, you're a good flyer, of course. You've got all of the like evasion stuff
Yeah.
down.
I know that stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna, I also have tactics. So
Yeah, tactics.
Yeah, I think I prefer to leave the challenges of the race itself to affect the other racers, and I just stealth and avoid them because they're not my enemy. They can't beat me in this race.
Yeah.
So, would that be metal for piloting?
Yeah.
Okay. And a +1 from Jesse's tactics.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a 7 + 3, 10.
Woo! So you get past the
Nice.
sharks. Describe how you get past the sharks.
Cool. So some of the tactics involve, for some reason, I'm picturing that Captain Mighty has matador training. So
Sure.
like we're like going through and like leaving a few tentacles out so that the sharks are like, oh, that's the thing that I see, because they can't see the rest of us very well. And so we leave one of those sensors out there and just pull it away. So the sharks kind of go like right next to us, but not on us.
Very cool.
Then
Very
we just kind
cool.
of like spiral right through, leaving a little bubble trail.
Nice. Oh, the bubbles. Bubbles.
Hi, bubbles.
Tiny bubbles.
Yeah, I think the tiny bubbles in my spa is a upstate New York thing. I don't know. but yeah, so because of the help of Captain Mighty and his boss,
Stellar tactics.
Tactical
yes.
acumen. Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to get past the sharks. And up ahead, you see a couple more underwater ships. One of them is a submarine-looking thing, like one of the nuclear subs, just to be more
Okay.
specific, and not like the U-boat ones where it was like a ship on the floor.
Yep.
And then you also see a really fancy mermaid-looking one. Like,
Oh man, that was just cool.
yeah, that one's. And they're just passing the halfway mark. You're almost to like the you're almost to where you'll be fighting your way up onto the beach portion.
Sure. Okay.
But yeah, right now you have the sub and the mermaid looking one to deal with. And it looks like they each have their own weaponry. So if they spot you, they can definitely try to blow you up.
Do I recognize any of the teams? Like, is one of them like the snake team, or?
Yeah, the mermaid one is the snake team, and it looks like they have some sort of like mythical beast thing going on for there, because like when they were first starting, they were like a phoenix. So
Cool. Wonder if they're going to be a centaur later.
that's for the first aid.
Well, they might be the racer of the centauri if they win, so we
Ah,
can't allow that.
Yeah.
We'd have to stop them.
Yes.
Kelp, I need somebody. Kelp,
Uh,
not just anybody. Kelp.
Are you more interested in offense or defense in Akin? Or Kanin? Sorry, Kanin.
Akanin, it's okay.
Okay.
Akanin.
I capitalized the A and K just to make sure.
There you go. Yeah, Akanin. There we go.
I am more interested in taking out the competition than sneaking past them.
Because I can give us a temporary upgrade to our weapon system or whatever you're using.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right.
I have a sniper rifle equipped on the mantle that I could use. But I also could try to hack them into each other. That'd be hard though, to grab two at once. They've got weapons.
All you have to do,
shoot them.
Chris, all you have to do is hack one and smash that one and the other one.
True.
Remember, you don't gotta outrun the bear. I just gotta outrun you. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Whichever you like to do, though.
Yeah, I guess. Which one looks like it has more powerful weapons?
So probably the mermaid, actually. She looks like she's gonna have like the electrical shock, yeah, with a trident. Whereas the submarine just looks like regular missile things that you can easily avoid.
Okay. Then I think what I'm gonna try to do is hack the mermaid and make the mermaid stab the submarine.
Okay.
And then also lock them out of the mermaid because I do that.
Yeah. And this is another reason why nobody knows that you murder all of the rest of the people, because you hack into the other ones to do the damage for you.
Yep. That's right.
It helps.
Interface. Are you doing a...
Yeah, I'm gonna use my upgrade skill. My upgrade skill is a patch up that temporarily adds to one additional upgrade to a weapon or vehicle, briefly increasing its class by +1. So your hacking laser, whatever, now is treated as one weapon class higher than it is. So we're gonna reroute power. Just as the air conditioning comes back on, I flip it off and reroute power to the hacking system again.
This is a good thing I can turn off my temperature sensors.
I'm covered in sticky Yeti for right now, so.
Yeah.
I feel like the AC is mostly for you. So.
Okay, so I rolled a 7. I have a +2, +1, so
10.
Once again.
Yeah. It does a thing. It does a
Teamwork.
thing. And you can choose. You can choose whether or not you're activating their the electricity portion of the trident, or if you're just stabbing into the hull of the other ship.
Oh, stabbing in and then electricity. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they're done. They're gonna be a fried submarine. I've heard that some planets sell those at restaurants, like fried submarine sandwiches.
I have fried
food.
submarine sandwiches. I think it's a Philosaurus specialty.
I think so. It's also covered in like this orange goopy stuff.
Ew.
I never understood it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now all of a sudden it doesn't sound as good.
And it's got like a, I don't know, it's like campy or something. I'm not.
I don't know from subs. You should ask me about the lobster.
I mean, that one sank.
Yeah,
that one sank.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. So we're gonna kind of maneuver behind the mermaid, catch her tail fins just a little bit, and so they don't really know we're there at first. And then I'll hack in. They have to stab the submarine, and then there's all this electricity as we go. And I leave them locked out of their mermaid controls.
Their tail control malfunction. It was just a fluke.
Yeah.
Okay. I did one bad one in this game. Thank you. Thank you.
Good.
Yep. We swim away, and I'm just like, fah.
Let's do this.
And you leave them behind like Flotsam and Jetsam.
There you go.
And
You'd think they would think there's something fishy about us, but I was
No.
right.
no
cephalopods.
bones about it.
Oh, good one. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I went really
2
deep
points
for
there.
that one.
2 points. 2 points there. That was good.
Alrighty, and since you're able to get past them, you have found the ramp that is going up to the land portion. So now you must land on the ramp and transform into your land portion.
All right. So I envision that we're gonna kind of like once again take that AC power and put it towards our propulsion, and the tentacles will kind of start like whirring in a spiral to give us an extra boost.
Okay.
So that we'll kind of like shoot out of the water and then transform in the air for however
That sounds
Jerry
good.
wants to turn into our ground portion.
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay. I like this.
So, are you doing levers or are you?
It's software. I
Software.
pretty much hit the enter key because it's pre-programmed.
Of course it is.
You know, I mean, the propulsion part is, I'm like, oh, okay, this is the part where we get ready to do the transformation. All right, because we always have to shoot up out of the water to transform. Like,
Yes.
I'm used to that part. So
Yeah.
I hit a button and I steer. So let's interbase this. It is a 6. There's probably something backwards. I forgot like a slash somewhere, or I put the wrong one.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't get as far in the air as I'd hoped.
Actually, you got really far in the air.
Cool.
oh,
Really, really far in the air. And the tentacles start to turn into the beetle legs,
The legs,
that,
yep,
that we
yep.
have.
Yep, that's exactly what I was going to do.
Yeah. So it starts to turn into the beetle legs, but then it kind of is like, we're really high up here. Oh no! And from behind,
oh,
the mermaid comes up and turns into a dragon
Okay.
and snaps its maw on the backside of the beetle.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Well, first what happens is that as basically the legs stop moving, the tentacles fold up under themselves to make lots of legs. The mantle pulls back and the polychromatic chameleon weave suddenly begins to slide under as massive battle plates come up over the top of the carapace with a loud like a chunk noise. And as this thing grabs onto the back end of us, you'll see that the front 2 legs pop down, and one of them has what looks like a rotating like blowtorch on it, but the other one comes down. The pinchers open up, and a large whirring chainsword appears in their hand. And as this dragon, I'm like, oh no, you didn't! And then just slash back at this thing with the chainsword as we go. Drive the chainsword right into this thing's. Try to drive it right through the nose. So
I'm gonna try to hack them to get them out of the way or into
Sounds
the way
good.
of the and
Oh,
let
no.
go of us.
There we go.
out of the way is fine.
Alrighty, roll for your chainsword,
Okay, so
which
what is
is physique,
That is-
because it's a melee weapon.
that? Oh, yeah, my physique's not good.
Huh.
Oh, that's really bad. That's a -1, so that's a 2.
You start up the chainsword and it looks really, really awesome. But you're continuing, you're in the maw of this dragon and it's pulling you down. It's pulling you down. You're still starting to go like forward in the race, but like it smashes the front end of you into the ground.
Oh,
And yeah, it's still grabbed onto you. You guys
Okay.
think they may have figured out you were the ones that hacked them.
Ooh.
All right. Somebody want to get on that? Somebody want to get on that blowtorch and get this guy off?
Yeah, I got this.
The blowtorch acts as a laser rifle.
All right.
I can also fire at them.
Yeah, whichever one of you would like to fire at. So there's the blowtorch that acts like a laser. There is also
The chainsaw.
the chainsaw.
And our third option is we are really heavily armored. We
are heavily armored.
Yeah.
I think what I'm going to try to do is actually use the blowtorch to disable the mechanism that's holding on to us, to give Fario.
Yes.
An opportunity to pull ahead.
Okay.
Basically, I'm trying to help Fario out by swinging that thing around and just I'm not trying to like attack the dragon to do a bunch of damage. I'm trying to limit what it's capable of doing to us.
Good idea.
So you're giving him the +1 for.
Yep.
Okay. So now we're doing what? Is that metal?
Metal, yeah.
Okay. You get a total of +2 with your +1. And that's much better. That is 9 + 2 is 11.
Yay! Describe how you get out of the dragon.
Well, just like he says, he slashes back with the chainsaw, catches the clamping teeth of the dragon, and basically causes it to let go. And as that happens, all the legs get under them and just pull forward. And all of a sudden, there's this little scuttering. As like 16 legs all at once start moving, as we start surging forward. There is a mighty scream of triumph from Meklo as he is thrown backwards into his seat by the high velocity, and then we start moving forward and we start racing across the landscape, searching for whatever our next opponent's going to be, our next target. So, way to go! Good. All right.
Nice.
Let's keep an eye on that guy. We need to take him down. If he gets close to us, we gotta hack his ass again.
So you're able to move forward. You have left the beach portion of the race, and you're entering into what looks like a kind of mythically forest. Like it's like really tall trees with vines and things like that, and like you can see creatures and stuff like that going through. And because you were wrestling with the mermaid dragon, the Rosie the Riveters passed by you.
No!
Let's catch up to them.
Yeah, they are in a land vehicle with they're one of the ones that actually has tires, which is like, why did you do this thing? But it looks like one of the Humvees, one of the, it's like but like from World War II, so like Jeep Humvee.
Yeah.
Like a deuce and a half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what their vehicle looks like. So they're in front of you, going at top speed on their wheels.
All right.
They're going wheelie fast, you mean?
Yeah.
Hey, Akanen, you think you can take out some of them tires?
I can shoot this laser at them, yes.
Okay, I will assist. I'm gonna try to steer this thing to line them up a good shot. So.
Okay, so are you giving Akanen the +1 for shooting?
I'm gonna give Akanen the +1 for shooting.
Okay.
Yes.
That's metal.
Never doubt your teammates.
I rolled an 8 + 2 + 1. 11.
11. So you can either do more damage, which will take out more than one tire, or you can take out the one tire and move them in a direction.
Well, we're going through a mythical forest, right? It doesn't have much of a path. So if I move them in a direction, can I like move them into one of these mythical trees.
Yes.
Fario kind of lines up the shot just perfectly, and I shoot out their front tire just as they are turning to go around a tree. But with that tire going out, it kind of almost flips them directly into this other tree that they were driving around.
Nice.
Very cool.
And no one knows it was me.
Nobody knows.
Let's be honest. At the end of the day, when it comes to my skill or their gunning ability, I have much more faith in their gunning ability than my driving skill. I fix things. I'm just driving along with this. Like, there we go. Okay, move forward now. Pedal to the metal. All right.
Alrighty, and you're weaving in and out of the trees, and then you come up to this portion, and you start to see big metal snakes coming up, kind of like the sharks were, and you have to get through them before they entangle your beetle.
Okay. Let's move forward. You want to get that blade out and cut us a path through these snakes as we go by?
I might be able to make them go limp as we go by if I can hack them enough to temporarily stop.
I like that idea even better. Let's do that.
Cool.
Never mind. We'll keep this PG-13, so I'm not gonna make another joke. Let's go. Let's go.
So you need me to roll the interface, right? Is that what's happening? Ooh, I have a 7. So it mostly works.
It mostly works. You still so one of them starts to wrap around you, and it slows you down just a little, but it doesn't. They don't stop you all the way. So you still have one of these snakes wrapped around, trying to pull you down, or kind of like a boa constrictor, slow you down, make you stop breathing or whatever. But it's kind of like trying to take out the leg portions of the beetle.
It got confused. It thought I was trying to tell it to be a belt. I'm sorry.
So tell you what. How about I take this pincher? How about you cut the snake and we'll toss it back at the guy behind us? What do you what do you think, Captain? You got control.
That sounds like actually. You know what? You can act. I can see a better place that you could hit it, and I'm gonna tactically help whoever is.
Okay. All right. I'll. Why don't you make it? Why don't you make the attack? I'm gonna drive forward, because you're on the weapons right now, so I'm just driving.
Okay.
So you still only get a +1. So you got the +1 from the tactics of the captain.
Yeah. Sounds good.
And is this metal still?
Yeah.
Okay. 8 + 3 is 11.
Nice. So describe how you get rid of the snake.
I probably just pulled out my own gun and opened a hatch on the thing, and I'm paying attention to the other guns up front, and then I'm and just shoot out the hatch and then close it.
Oh, that breeze felt good. What was that?
You should get the AC back on.
Is the AC back on?
Not yet. And so yeah. Akadin is just I'm not very good with these weapons on this beetle, but I've got this gun. Here we go. And just reaches out, shoots this thing, and the snake does split in half, and ends up where was it we were gonna send it, Captain?
Back at the dragon that's behind us.
Yeah.
Excellent. And I send it a little bit of hacker programming to try to have it go right in their face.
People.
Nice.
Or maybe one on each paw, front paw,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
Made them take a pause.
Tina.
Oy vey, let's go.
Yeah. And you see ahead, the forest area starts to part ways,
Yep.
and you can start to see the crowd at the end here. They're protected by like a dome kind of thing, because there might be lasers. And ahead of you, you can see the Fox people's ship.
All right. Okay.
They were behind us.
They were behind you. What happened? In ego boosting itself, their land mech is a Fox itself. It's got long, lanky legs, and it has the double tail that their flyer has.
Yeah.
And it is super flashy hot rod red, and they are really close to that finish line.
Yeah, I think we should line up and shoot the knee out. Let's get that. So I'm gonna maneuver. I want to maneuver. I want to maneuver close and see if we can. Once again, I want to get. Basically, I'm better off relying on my team, so I'm gonna line myself up and see if we can get. See if we can line up a shot, either with your own weapon or with the blowtorch rifle, and take out the knees. Preferably when it's in mid jump, so when it lands, it just kind of.
It doesn't.
Yeah, go for one of the front knees and collapse into the ground.
Oh, this is painful. But yes, okay. I'm gonna damage a robot.
Yeah.
Yes. It's fixable.
I have an 8.
Is that with the +1?
Yes, 5 + 3 is 8.
That's still good. We'll take it.
Yeah. So you're only able to take out one of the knees. You're able to slow them down, but it looks like they're still going at a pretty good clip. So yeah, you're still behind the Fox folk.
Hey, Captain, can you take over control of driving this thing for a second?
Yeah, I was just thinking that maybe you could do more good not. So yeah.
Okay, so I will pull some switches and transfer control of piloting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop down. I'm going to upgrade. I think I'm gonna upgrade our speed so we can get moving, so we can get up close to this thing and maybe pass them. So I'm going to use my patch up to upgrade the vehicle class by +1 for speed, so we can get racing forward. And I do that by patching a few things. There's this horrible clunking noise, and the air conditioning system just falls out of the back of the beetle and rolls across the ground. And with the loss of the extra weight, hopefully we can now surge forward, giving the captain a +1 to his speed
Metal.
skill. Go for
Oh
it.
yeah.
All right, let's
All
do
right.
this.
Here we go.
My job.
Remember those boxcars I rolled when I just dropped the dice
Yes.
before? I got them again.
Nice.
So
Ooh.
yeah. So that's a lot.
That is a
it's
lot.
definitely more than a 10.
That is a lot. Okay.
Oh,
so
boxcars are 6s.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You got
I don't
there.
know. I have numbers.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay. So, setting up the scene for you to describe.
Okay.
In front of you is a fox that you guys took out the knee of. Behind you, the Humvee is starting to come up faster, and then there is also the dragon coming up, even as well. They're neck and neck, coming up to try to pass you. And further up in the front, you can see one of those. It's an alien looking species thing that rolls in, and that one's even further ahead.
Like
Tell
a pill bug
us-
type thing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a pill bug type thing. Tell us how you get past them.
How I get past them.
Yeah, the two
So-
in front of you, and you can also use the ones behind you as part of description. But yeah,
With
There's also a bouncing air conditioning system. So keep that in mind too.
yeah.
Yeah, I think, and I think that actually, the ones behind us think that we've dropped a bomb of some kind, and so they respond to that, and that's just enough of a reaction to slow them down. And I think that I'm pushing the vehicle forward, and I get that boost of speed, and I can sense it. So I just hammer down on the controls, and the legs start it almost leap forward, and as they're leaping forward, I leap over the fox.
Nice.
And as I'm doing that, the pill bug thing tries to roll in front of the fox, so I land with the legs on the pill bug and quickly hit reverse. So we're doing this backwards thing.
I love that so much.
And then suddenly slam it forward, but with another little leap that kind of sends the pill bug off, and then we cross the finish line.
Dun, 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 dun. Cross the finish line. You made it.
You started at the beginning of that sentence. I had no idea what I was going to do with the pill bug.
Yeah, I had faith in you.
Yeah. That's why we got people who know how to do improv.
That's right. That's right. So,
Yeah.
You made it. Your team made it into the top 5.
Fantastic.
so do we pull into the finish line? We'll pull in as the beetle. Do you want to step back out again as the flying saucer?
No, I think I like leaving it as the beetle.
Okay. All right.
Plus, it's gotten a little dinged up.
Yes, it has. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna drop out through the hole where the AC used to be to the ground, with a loud wet sloosh as I hit the ground, dripping.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna take into effect some of that spa stuff.
Definitely. And then I'll watch to see who comes in second and third.
Oh, that is a good question. I don't have any dice because as a GM for Powered by the Apocalypse, I don't need dice.
I don't need them.
I don't.
I'll roll some for you.
Yeah.
What it?
So yeah, roll for the pill bug. See how the pill bug did and whether or not the fox people get past.
I will roll for pillbug people. I rolled a 7. Plus
7.
a modifier. They might have a modifier.
Yeah, they might have a modifier. I don't know. Who wants to roll for the fox people?
Got
I
him.
get it. Nope. Jerry's got it.
We got an 8.
Ooh. So, describing
know.
because we have that. They're neck and neck, and because you used the pill bug as a leaping zone to get to the finish line. The next one are the fox folks, and they're able to slide in and like they're grendled mech kind of just goes right in, and they don't have to worry about they're a 3-legged dog now. And the pill bug pulls right in behind, and then so who wants to roll for the dragon and Rosie the Riveters?
Go for it.
I'll get the dragon. I really want to roll for a dragon anyway.
Yeah.
I'll do the riveters.
The dragon got a 9.
The riveters got a 9.
Ooh.
They are tying.
Up in knots.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
snakes,
I
I mean.
Yeah, yeah. And so the dragon and so it's like it's a dragon versus hungry. They're nose and nose, and there's a flash finish, and they are completely tied as they go through the finish line.
And what place does our air conditioner get?
I think it's 21st.
Probably.
I don't think it tumbles that far.
I think it was also falling in the wrong direction. So
That's fair.
Yeah, it was falling in the wrong direction, and it's really good at freeze.
Ah.
there we go.
Dun, da, da. So you guys got like 4th place, and
Yay!
then
Yay.
the who came in after that? The fox people got 5th place. The pillbug got 6th place, and then 7th place is tied.
Oof. All right.
That's gonna mess up the betting odds.
A little.
Yeah.
It means we won a bunch of money.
Yes, it
Yeah,
does.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
part of the betting odds is if you are bet on, you get a portion of
Right.
the winnings.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's why you try to
Yeah.
influence the other folks to put monies toward you.
Did the best
And-
I could. It was just with the other teams.
Mhm.
So that was not probably the best way to do it.
Well, it's usually I don't know how many backers were at that party, so
Yeah.
those
fa-
would be
my-
the people we needed to try to
My-
influence, I guess.
Well, my family backed us. I hope that helps.
Yeah. Because
sure.
so part of being a backer of one of the teams, you have to put a certain portion of money in towards it. Like it's part of your license fee to
Yes.
make it seem like it's legal.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that
Wait.
was Diesel Punk in Space.
Very well.
That was fun.
Yeah, I
It's a
hope you
great
guys had
race.
fun. It was a lot
That was
of
really
fun.
fun.
Like,
That was a lot of fun.
I
That
was
was a lot of
having
fun.
you guys describe the things, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it worked.
So I originally came up with this the racing portion idea, because I was like, well, you know what? I really like this world. There's a lot of aliens in it. The Cribdons and the Fox people, and there's also like goat people that are all part of the original creator, the aliens from there, and there's also a lot of cybernetic stuff and things like that. But it definitely has like a 1920s, 1930s kind of feel to it. And I was like, well, it's just after a war, and I know way too much about NASCAR. We're gonna have a mech race.
There you go.
Hell
I
yeah.
would like to point out that the 3 forms we took were the 3 big monster forms in like 1950s science fiction B films. So like the flying saucer, the squid monster thing, and the giant insect.
Insect.
Like that's
Um,
just classic.
That is classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was very excited when I realized that.
Yeah. And we didn't actually come up with a name for your guys' team.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was wondering about that. So, what do we want to call ourselves?
Team.
I mean, I liked when you called us the Triple J earlier, but I know that
Yeah.
has nothing to do with our characters. But I think it's the kind of thing our characters might do.
Yeah.
So people would be like, why?
Well,
Yeah.
somebody mentioned that back when we did when we first did Gamma World, that it was the
Oh,
triple,
Oh
okay.
yeah,
That was a
that we had
Triple J.
we had
that
a
it was
J's,
Triple
yeah.
J. Yeah, so
And the Lana's a backwards J. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't tell the
True.
difference.
it's true.
It's true. I like Triple J as the name of the team. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah. It could even be like the mafia made you take that name because it's like Joey, Johnny, and Jose. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
you got
No, it's Mafia. It's Joey, and Joey.
yeah, Joey, and Joey.
Yeah.
To go up against the triple T's, Tony, and Tony.
Joey. How did you do this wrong?
Well, I don't know though. We've got on land, we've got jumping, and
Yes.
sky, we've got jets, and
And see, we got
Under-
jack your shit up.
under the sea, yeah, we're just terrifying.
No one's seen our hydromech.
No,
Yeah.
They don't know what form it takes.
we just go into the water and then just disappear.
Yeah, basically all they see is we come out in the air, all of a sudden a beetle appears.
That's
Pretty much it.
that's
Yeah.
great.
That works.
That was a lot of fun, Lana.
That was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
That was really well done. I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks
Great.
for a fun race.
And Uncharted Worlds. Anybody listen, like who's checking this out? Like I hadn't played Uncharted Worlds before, and I like it. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah. And I shortened character stuff a little bit because part of Uncharted Worlds is you can make your own space
Mhm.
thing because it's a space opera. You get to make your own stuff in it. I kind of, as the GM and making a one shot, I was like, well, I already have this world in my head.
That's fine.
So yeah.
We still did some collaborative world building ourselves with our character races and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it worked out
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. You guys made new alien races for me to play with. and yeah. So, but this was a one shot. We're gonna figure out what we're gonna do in the next Monday. I am Alana Smith. You can find me Princess O Gaming at Twitter and Instagram. Although the only thing I really share on Instagram is cats. My roommates and I have 6 cats, and that's the only thing I take pictures of. And sometimes
They're
I take
amazing
pictures.
cats.
Yeah, sometimes I take pictures with like makeup, but as you can see, I'm not wearing any right now. So, and then you can also find FMG Casters, the FM Gamers and on Twitter and Instagram. We are Misdirected Mark, and the other show that you're on, Jerry, is Tuesdays. Is that what that one?
Every Tuesday night right now, I am the temporary co-host of the Misdirected Mark podcast. Right now, we're in the middle of doing salon episodes because we're talking about what we're doing using games and other entertainment media and how the games were.
Oh, did we lose? I don't know what happened.
We kind of let Jerry. Yeah, you kind of froze
Still
there,
there?
Jerry.
You still there?
We're still here.
We're here now.
Okay, good. Like I said, tomorrow's episode's gonna be a salon episode where we talk about how we use the games that we're playing, and we play a lot of games, and the entertainment that we're watching is influencing and teaching us about how to be better game masters, how to be better players.
Cool.
So that's tomorrow. We're gonna be talking at the next salon episode. So tune in Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. on the same channel you're watching this on. So twitch.tv/Mr. Mark. And Jane?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter. You can learn about a lot of the different escapades that I've put my players through with these creative prompts from that we're putting up every day in May. So come share what other crazy things that you and your players and your GMs have done with our 31 creative writing prompts for May. And I got an octopus today because I thought it was thematic. So
Cool.
remember to keep doing things that make you smile.
Yep.
That's really important. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you for our next game in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Jesse?
And yeah, I am Doc Palindrome. Anywhere fine Doc Palindromes are sold. I may or may not be doing something on TikTok again. I don't know. People are trying to get me to do TikTok. I don't know about that. But I am actually really enjoying doing the writing prompts every day in May. It's a great hashtag every day in May. That's freaking great. But I've really enjoyed reading Jane's as well. There's some, it's good stuff. But yeah, and that's mostly what I'm doing right now. Look out for stuff. I'm thinking about some big stuff like changing my Twitter background picture. So keep an eye out for that.
Maybe someday.
Maybe someday.
Maybe have a profile picture in, I don't know, the last 5 years instead of the last 20.
Yeah. Oh no, my profile picture on Twitter is from last year. It's
Okay.
from when I drove across the country with my sister. So. Yeah.
Okay. There's one profile picture you have that is like.
I use it all the time. I know that's the only good picture I've ever taken of myself. So. I know.
I'm bad at those kind of things. I put a picture up and I'm happy with it for the rest of my life. But the one I've got now is from the day that I proposed to my wife, so just the two of us smiling in the camera. So it's a good day. Oh, and you can find me at GM Gerrymander. That's GMGERRY Mander on Facebook, Twitter, and on the Slack room. So pretty much it.
Slack room for life.
Slack room for life.
Black room.
Word.
And I would also really like to thank Kevin, our producer. Thank you very much for making so many awesome noises for us. And I really liked the lasers and the UFOs and the underwater stuff and the hacky noises. Yeah, that was
It was brilliant.
We're really interactive. But yeah, so I hope you guys had as much fun as I did running this, and you can enjoy playing, watching, and using our imagination. Yeah.
Yeah.
And was there anything else I needed to like? I don't have my little prompt thing here to
See
be
you in
like,
2
hey, what other
weeks.
shows? Yeah. See you guys in
Every
2
day in May.
weeks. Every day in May.
Every day in May. Every day in May.
Every day in May.